everybody. We are here at Boxwood again, and I'm with Craig.
What's going on, guys?
And some things have changed. We have seen a lot of change on the outside of this building, and we know a lot of demos happen inside, but there's also been a bigger change with the ownership of this property. Could you tell us more, Craig, about what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is another one of those things that in the world of real estate investment happens all the time. As you can see, a lot has happened here at the Boxwood property. There's a lot of landscaping and cleanup that happened. There's been some demo, and they've started the rehab of the project. But essentially what happened was the investor that was doing this project renovation had another deal come across his desk that was a little bit better, and he wanted to move into that. And so what did he do? He found another investor who wanted to basically take over the project, finish everything out, and then list it and sell it just like he was gonna do. So this guy basically assumed the deal and paid the investor out his costs and his inputs. So he was able to just roll into this new project.
Yeah,
so,
I want to put like a little positive spin there on that, just to, again, like connected to our first video where anyone can do this. When you have an expert with you, like your realtor who can connect you with other people, at any point when you're kind of changing your mind, if you should, or you find something else that better suits your interests, you can find somebody in this investor space who will take over what you've started and they'll continue it out.
Yeah, and you know, that being said, that's absolutely true. I would just advise you to make sure you know your numbers when you're thinking about doing something like that. Anytime a transaction in real estate happens, there are costs associated with it. And so you just want to make sure that after those costs are considered, you're not losing money. And if you are losing money, you want to be sure that you're making enough on the next project to recoup that cost.
So then I guess, yeah, that works out with our first video. If you didn't check that out, a little plug in here, go check out our first video, because those numbers, that mathematics that we talked about, that Craig just touched on, you can hear that fully in depth to make sure that your numbers are good and accurate and great, so that going forward you feel confident in what you've started. So hopefully you don't have to end up selling or change directions. And now I guess today, what are we gonna do instead, Craig?
So our partners don't own this property anymore. We're not gonna be able to get inside and check it out, but one of our partners has a property here in Park Circle that is just getting underway, and I think that one's a good one. So I think we should go check that out.
Yeah.
And we can see where they're at now, and then we can keep everybody updated as we go through the renovation process.
That sounds perfect. I'm excited for it.
Let's check it out.
All right, Craig, we are at this other renovation that's going on. It's not in Dorchester Terrace though, it's in Park Circle, which is really close by. Can you tell us a little bit about Park Circle?
Yeah, so they're about 7 miles apart, but we're in Park Circle, which is a community that's really been revitalized over the last, I'd say 10 or so years, but specifically the last couple of years, it's gotten really, really nice over here. It really helped through the second half of 2020, 2021, and 2022 with the after repair values and resale values here in the neighborhood. A lot of the neighbors have seen their home appreciation like soar, and there's a lot of cool stuff happening in Park Circle. Down here at the actual circle, they're redoing the park right there, and it's actually the largest, or it's going to be the largest municipal park in the country. There are a lot of people coming here, and it's still relatively affordable for Charleston compared to some of these other areas. And these characters have, or these homes have character.
Definitely.
Which is really nice.
Definitely so. So then I would say that the house then, even though it's definitely in this state right now, it had 16, 17 some offers. It went over asking for over 200,000, but being that we know the numbers that this area is getting, our broker with Bright City is definitely going to get his money's worth back here, since we've already boomed at Park Circle. Yeah,
this was a deal that just made sense. They were very smart about the way that they listed it. The listing agent who put it on the market, they put it on as a distressed property. They priced it accordingly. They knew the comps, and they knew that they were going to get a lot of activity on the home. So yeah, they ended up in a multiple offer situation. They pretty much had their pick of offers, and our team was, or our partner was lucky enough to get it.
That's very cool.
This one had a bunch of stuff going on with it. So this had a tree that had fallen through the roof. A
giant hole.
The tree was actually still in the roof when the buyer closed on the property. So they've already done the roof. They actually just did the roof today. They've got fascia board going in, all the softening's getting replaced. They're doing a bunch of work on the exterior, but the interior is where the real magic's happening.
Yeah, it's a total gut job, isn't it?
Do you want to look?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I think they've made some progress. All right, you ready, Craig?
Yes, have a look. Let me know what you think.
All right, well, I'm not gonna look for a second. Last time we were here, there was a whole pile of just trash on the inside. Let's see if they've cleaned it out yet. Okay, there's still a lot of trash, but we'll put in some B-roll here. It is not as big as a pile as before, Craig. The tarp is gone.
I think they got one full dumpster load out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And they still have another dumpster here ready to go. We'll have to ask our broker at the end of this how many trash bins, how many times they had to go to the trash to dump that thing.
It's going to be several.
Yeah, the tile is gone. As you can see, we are still in the process of getting everything out of here. But it's my understanding that this place is going to be done in the next couple weeks. Mm-hmm. It's hard to imagine.
So one of the really cool things about working with Southern Harbor is that they do so many of these renovations. They've got something like 21 going on right now, like all at once. So they've got a great team. Every single project has a dedicated project manager. And so each project's getting the time and attention that they need, but they're also able to be so incredibly well organized and be on top of materials and labor that they can turn these around pretty quick.
That's really cool.
This is going to be probably like a 3 or 4 week job, and then we'll be getting ready to list it.
It's wild. If you guys want to check out more on Southern Harbor, we'll put the details down in the description down below, and we'll put something here on the screen as well. But they're really awesome. Justin and Teal work with us in the brokerage actually, and they really just have all their stuff together. You really can be hands off when it comes to them doing your project renovation. So you can really focus on other investments that take up also your time.
They literally take care of everything from start to finish, from design, like from an investor's perspective, it's plug and play. You know, you bring them onto the project and you kind of like hand the keys over to them and they run with it.
Yeah, they definitely know what works here in Charleston. You should definitely check out 100%. Some of the fun pops of color and the towel work that they do.
Absolutely.
Let's keep walking through. Let's see what else is going on here. We have no power. No. Last time we were here, there was still an AC. You were still trying to run. And I was like, this is doing nothing.
So we've got the black mold here. This comes with the property.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Zoom in on that wonderful black mold. Hopefully it will be gone when this is ready to go.
So our second bath here in the hall.
Oh, the second bath.
This is getting fully remodeled.
You would think that, yeah. You sure about that?
So when we were here last time, we didn't even have subfloor in. So we were actually looking at the dirt, if you remember that.
You're right.
So now we've got the subfloor in. They ripped out the rest of the drywall. So you can see they're pulling up the drywall in the ceiling so that they can do some repairs up there.
Oh my gosh. That's right. Now that they have that new roofing on there, they can really do what they need to, I guess, do in the rafting. Because last time you were looking, trying to see if there was any new beaming that was being done.
Yeah. So
yeah, there's a lot going on in here. Ew.
Be careful in here. So this is all for the faint of heart. So this is one downside to fire damage is they hose your house and then everything gets soaking wet.
No
so you
way.
end up with this this roofing, or this is drywall, or this is your ceiling.
It's a salad of
things.
And
it's just soaking wet.
I didn't realize that this had fire damage. Is that why they went to sell this? Was this like a burn down situation?
I don't know that was the primary reason. I think the primary reason was it didn't have a roof because the tree was on it.
Ah, gotcha. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've never been in a renovation flip during this part of the process where everything's
this is still very much tear down. Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the thing about a project like this was that with no roof, they can't really do any interior work. So that kind of has to be the first thing that happens is we get a new roof. That all gets fixed. Now we're watertight because we're in hurricane season, so we're gonna be prone to get rain. And now once the roof is in, they can finish the ceiling. Now we can finish demoing, pull everything out, get it cleaned up and start actually doing some renovation.
Wow.
The master bath in here as well. This was the same when we looked at this.
I'm so glad I wore my boots today.
Ooh, okay. If you remember, this was all tore out. So this is new subfloor that's in.
Oh, this looks great.
Yeah, this will be a good one.
So it looks like they're gonna put maybe a washer and dryer here. This is kind of new, I think.
Yeah, so
Off
it looks
the
like, yeah, so this is the master bath. On the other side of the master bath will be this little utility room. You'll have your washer and dryer. You can see they've already plumbed the hot and cold water and your drain in there. And then you'd have your back door right there.
Very nice, because you had thought that they'd probably close this off, which makes sense because then you'd have your second bath here.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, I can envision it. I can envision it.
Can you dig it?
Almost.
Ooh, this is good.
No, yes, definitely. I've seen them do so much. I know it's gonna be great. We'd also popped in here. Is there anything else new and improved?
Pretty much same thing in here. We got the roof being replaced. So some of the trusses up there are brand new. And then we've got all new decking for the roof. And then, you know, they finally got to the shingling today. So
wow.
Yeah,
Very
they're about ready to get going in here.
Yeah. Wonder if they'll keep the blue.
I don't know.
Blue's my favorite color.
If I had to guess, I'd say they'd go with the, what do they call it? Agreeable gray?
Oh, yeah, that is what that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
I may have even used that. Yeah, I think so. Wonder what pop of color they'll do in here. I'm really a fan of what teal does with all that. Very cool. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, living space here. They're adding a laundry room, and this will be our kitchen.
Yeah, and they've knocked this wall out. So they've opened up this wall.
Oh.
They sistered these beams up here. So this takes care, because this was a load-bearing wall, so this takes care of the weight. So now we've got a big open kitchen concept with the living room. So this is gonna make it feel a lot more open.
Yes.
And a lot more modern.
Absolutely. I'm almost curious what the square footage is. And if we don't know the exact yet, well,
mid-16s.
Mid-16s?
Yeah.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty good size.
What is to come then next? When we get out here and we film again, what are we expecting to see?
Man, we're gonna have to get out pretty quick. So they're gonna start work, and when they do, it's gonna happen very quickly. So we're probably gonna bring you guys back out, I'd say inside of a week. We're gonna check this out and see where it's at. What we could expect to see is all of the demo done. So like all of this carpet, the trash, all of that'll be out. We'll probably see some more work in the bathrooms, like drywall done. The ceilings will all be patched up and ready to go. And there's probably, or there will probably have been a lot of work done in the attic with some electrical and insulation and things like that.
Very cool. I think also we will look into the comps in the area.
Yes.
We'll be asking Southern Harbor as well as our broker what has gone into this financially, so that when we look at the comps, when it goes to get listed, we can make sure that they make their money back.
Exactly. Yeah. So obviously the person that bought this, they ran their own comps when they were buying the property, but it's sort of a process that you go through multiple times throughout the project. You just want to keep your eye on the market. You got to remember what you're able to sell this property for really determines, you know, how the project goes for you financially. So
right, especially as things pop up. You got to figure, you know, can I budget for that? The surprises along the way.
Well, and it's also good just to keep an eye on things like days on market, because if you notice a trend over the course of your renovation that things on the neighborhood are staying on market longer, then you know that, hey, maybe the market's kind of shifting, or maybe, so it's just another good reason to keep an eye.
Definitely. So we'll cover those in our next video.
Yes.
And I think our whole premise of this whole playlist series is that anyone can do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the big misnomer is that you've got to like be rich, or you've got to have a lot of money to get into real estate investment or start building equity and building wealth for yourself. That's just not true. I think the biggest obstacle is learning what it is that you're doing, and learning the tricks and the loopholes and all the things so that you can actually get started. And anyone can do it.
Absolutely. And I would say it even is easier to learn those things when you connect with professionals who do this as their trade. So Southern Harbor, for example, here, or somewhere where you are, there's plenty of people, I'm sure, that you can find to help you. Your 100%. Local realtors, if you're here in Charleston, you can reach out to us as well. And honestly, it's even when you're involved in it, you get used to working with the same people time and time again. You make friends. You're investors in the same space, but you're also friends helping each other along the way.
It's a very small world.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Cool.
where can they find you, Craig?
Well, as always, you can find me at Craig Kiriakis on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and just about everything else.
Yeah, and you can find me here at Turnkey with Shae or on Instagram at Shae Taylor _realtor.
Boom.
And just like last time, it's time for Craig to shower.